Okay, this week we have for our assignment the Sky News 4-page brochure. This video is a pullout of that assignment. It is going to be covered, I'm going to be covering this in live session, but I thought what I would do is go over some of this as little individual clips, bite-sized chunks, so that you can kind of walk through these sections and do these sections without having to sort of scroll through a 2-hour live session. So this is the first one, and basically what I'm showing you here is the finished cover, and then there will be a secondary page that we're going to be creating, which includes the ads that we produced last week. So the one thing that I'm going to do with this little video is I'm just going to show you how to set up the pages, the 4 pages, and I'm going to show you how to apply a master page item to this, and how to create a secondary master page item to shield one of the master page items from one of the pages. Okay, so to do this, I'm going to go to the File menu and I'm going to choose New Document. I'm going to create a new document. And what this is going to be is it's going to be a 4-pager. And I've already set this up. And actually, this 4-pager isn't correct. So I'm going to have to make some modifications to it. And I will show you that now. The intent is print. It could be web, but it's print. If it's set to web, you're going to change it to print. The number of pages that we're going to be producing here is 4 pages. So you're going to change 2 to 4, or you're going to put 4 in there. Now, this will have matching facing pages. If you look over here, there's your page 1. Those pages face one another as a spread, and there's your back page. So these will have facing pages. So the number of pages will be 4, and your facing pages will be checked. The size of this will be letter. The width will be 8.5 and the height will be 11, which means the orientation is portrait. So all of this is what it should look like. You're going to have 3 columns in here. And what I did for the gutter is I set a point size for the gutter, or I'm sorry, an inch of 145, which is just under a quarter of an inch. 0.1, no, I'm sorry, just under a half of an inch. Okay, and the margins, I'm sorry, yeah, the margins, I'm going to set the margins to be, I think I have it set to 5, but I think 5 is too big. So let me try making it 4.5. I can always adjust this. These are going to be linked, so all of them will become 0.45, giving me 0.45 of an inch. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want it to be 4.5. I want it to be 1.45. Yeah, 1.45 of an inch. There we go. And then, of course, it's going to be all the way around. I am going to apply bleed settings to this. My bleed setting is 0.125, which is 1/8 of an inch, and I will apply them to all 4 sides. I'm also putting a slug area of 0.75. A slug area is optional. You don't have to put it, but a slug area essentially gives you some area outside the trim area, which will be for printing material that's going to be applied to the printer. Now, the printer will ultimately decide whether he wants this material or not. He could tell you not to put bleed and slug, or actually he would probably tell you to put bleed, but he may not have you put crops and all that stuff, but that's another issue. So this is what you want. Custom print 4 is the number of pages, letter size 8.5 by 11, orientation being portrait, number of columns 3. I'm using a gutter of 0.145 inch. The margins on the top 0.145 inch, which I think might be too small, but I can fix them. And then I want the bleeds of 125, and I'm putting a slug of 0.75. I hit OK, and there's my 4 pages, and I'm going to go through them. You'll see that the 4 pages basically are there. Go back to 1, and as I said to you before, I actually do think that my margin area is too small. So how I'm going to deal with this is, and I wanted to do this so that I could show you, it's very easy to fix. Just go up to the layout and come to where it says margins and columns. And right here I'm going to make sure that this is checked. I want to make sure that when I apply this to 1, I apply this all the way around. And I'm going to remove the 1 and make it 0.45. The columns and this gutter is going to stay the same. If you want, you can preview this, and that's what it should look like. If I take it off, that's what it's currently looking like. So I'm fixing this to look like that, and I hit OK. And there you have it. So that's how you're going to set up this document. I'm almost done with this video. I'm going to do one more small thing, and then I'm going to end this video. So that is, I'm going to apply a master element to the page. A master element is an element that will appear on every single page. Now, you don't put anything on that is not going to apply on every single page, and you have to figure out ways of eliminating things that you don't want applying to pages. So here's what I'm going to do for my master page. This is a kind of a hard one to put a master page element on because there's very little that really goes on all four of the pages. But I'm going to invent something. Really simple. Come over here. I'm going to get the line tool, and I'm going to make sure that there is no color for the fill on the line tool because we certainly don't need that. And I'm just going to use a black color for the stroke. And it's a solid line. I could set different lines, but a solid line will do. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it like a 2-point. Make it a 3-point. No, 2 point's good. 2-point. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click, hold my shift key down, and I'm going to drag this thing all the way across like that. Okay? And I've created this line. Now the problem is I'm on page 1. So that's no good. I need to be on the master page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this element and I'm going to cut it. Edit, cut. Then I'm going to double click on the master page, bring the master page up. You open this up a little bit. Open up the master page. Let me center it a little bit. And I'm going to go edit, paste in place. And there it's pasted in place. So I have it on one of my masters, and if you want to see how this works, I'm going to come over here and click on A, and there you can see it's on A, or I'm sorry, on 1. I'm going to come over here and click on 2, and you'll see that it is not on 2, but it in fact is on 3, and it's not on 4. Why is that? Because I've only put it on one side of the master. So I'm going to select this guy, or actually I don't even have to select it because I got it cut. I'm going to go edit, paste in place again, and I've placed another copy there. I'm going to hold the shift key down, and I'm just going to slide this thing over until it hits in the approximate same position on the other page. Now I got to eyeball this a little bit because I didn't draw the line all the way to the guide. All right, and for some strange reason I'm picking up my master page is showing me I'm going to have to go to the layout menu, margins and columns, and I'm going to have to fix this up in here because it did not pick up in here my settings. I'll hit OK, and now I have, well, that one even's got to be done now. Look at that. Let's go to that one. I got to do it on this one as well. Layout, margins and columns, and I'm just going to change it to 0.45 and hit OK. And there we go. Now I'm in business. And you can see when I do that, that this thing hits perfectly in there, but this one's a little off. So now it's good. I can just move it back into position. There you go. So now I've got that. All right, now I have 4 pages here, and what I want to do is go back to my master page, and I want to put page numbers on here. I've already created a master item, which is that little line right there, but I think I want to put numbers on the page. So to do that, all I'm going to do is grab the type tool, and I'm going to come in here, and just beneath this little line here, area in here, I'm going to place that. Go to the type menu, and it's really simple. Go to insert special characters, markers, and then current page number. And what you'll see here is the letter A appear. Now, I could go in and I could change this and add more copy to it, but I just want to show you how to do this simply. And this is going to be a very no frills, no hole barred master setting. So I'll leave it pretty much the way it is. What I will do though is I will move it over a little bit and I will move it up a little bit. So it looks more like that. That's good. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go edit copy, edit paste in place. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it over. I'm holding the shift key down and I'm moving it over until I get into the same position on the other page. It's coming. There it is. I think I'm there, or I'm close. I'm a little off. Let me just move it one more time. That might do it. And one more time again. I'm still not quite there. There we go. All right, so there we have it. Now if I come back and look at my pages, let's go to page 1. And there's page 1. Now there's nothing on page 1, but you see that the number's reading page 1. Let's go to page 2. It's reading page 2. If I slide over to page 3, it's reading page 3. Page 4, it's page 4. Now I could leave it just the way it is right now, but in fact what I would like to do is I would like to create another master page, and I would like to remove the page number from the first page. So there's a very easy way to do that. That is to come up here, click in the master area, and new master, and we're going to call this master B, and it's going to be the same settings. I'll hit OK. So there's master B. There's nothing on it. So what I want to do is I want to go to the first master page, and on this side, this is going to be applied to my first page. So I want this side. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to copy it. I got to go to that master. There we go. And I'm going to go edit copy, and then move to that master, and then go edit paste in place. And now I have a rule paste in place there. Oh, and by the way, this thing is still reading my settings, but I'm not worried about that right now. I just want to show you how to get this done. So here's my B master. What I'm going to do is, if you notice up here, it says A master, A master, A master, A master. If I click on this guy, and if I drag it and drop it over top of the first page, it now reads B master. And if I go to page 1, which we do here, you can now see that that number's gone. If I go to page 2, I see page 2, and then of course page 3 and page 4. So there you have it. What I've done essentially is I've prepared a master page with some master page elements, and I have modified one of the masters by removing one of the elements, simplifying it. And now I'm ready to go ahead and produce the rest of my 4-page presentation. That's it. Thank you.